Is this a waterfall location or what? No, we're not in Hawaii. We're in the natural state, of course. Triple Falls. It's in the upper portion of the Buffalo National River, not too far from Jasper. And this is where we begin this week's show. Why not? Awesome. And then we'll take you to Lincoln Lake in the northwest part of the state, which is a primo mountain biking and rock climbing area. And then we'll close it out in the middle portion of the Buffalo National River near the Tyler Bend Visitor Center. So now, let's explore Triple Falls.
This waterfall location is very easy to get to. Go west on Highway 74, 5 miles from Jasper to Mount Sherman. Turn right at the Kyle's Landing sign. After about a mile, you'll veer right at the fork, which will take you down towards Camp Orr. Park across from the falls sign. The trailhead is located at the sign, which by the way says Twin Falls, and depending on what time of the year you make the hike and how soon after a rainfall, there may be only 2 waterfalls instead of 3. This particular day, Kathy Holt and her son Oliver were making the hike to the falls, and we tagged along. Along the 200 yards or so of this trail, wildflowers in the spring are everywhere, and the variety of them are countless. So how is it that there are 3 falls at this location? Well, the 2 on the left are fed by a spring, and the one on the right is the result of a creek. So the blend of all 3 is indeed a sight to behold.
I think it's very impressive because not all waterfalls are 3. I mean, triple. This is wonderful. It's great. I mean, this is fun for kids and adults. I mean, it's just a great natural thing of our state.
Doug Kuntz of Fayetteville came with his grandkids as well this day.
I actually hike a lot, the Buffalo River Trail, the Ozark Trail. In fact, my hiking buddies are down at Pettigene and they messed up because this is the prettiest I've ever seen Twin Falls. I've been coming to Camp Orr since I was a Boy Scout leader, and we decided to go look at waterfalls today because it rained so much last night. And we're going to do some more. Actually, my friends have all the waterfalls GPSed, and this one's so easy to come to. I've been to Twin Falls because it's 2 falls, and there's 3 today, and the one on the left up there is rarely moving at all. And I was here last year after the big floods, and that cedar tree up there was straight out, but it wasn't running like it is today. I mean, you don't need to go anywhere but stay in Arkansas if you want to see something that's absolutely beautiful. My son today didn't go hiking. He's down on the Buffalo in a single canoe going from Boxley to Kyle's Landing by himself. So we're a real outdoor family, and I just dearly love the Ozarks. And what you ought to do in the fall is when it starts getting cold and you don't have any bugs and you don't have any leaves, just start hiking up here. It's just beautiful. And once the leaves get out and the bad guys get out, you have to quit hiking, but you'll never have a better day than today. It's just absolutely great.
Yes, 11-year-old Oliver Holt just couldn't say enough about this falls area.
I mean, it's just incredible, and how powerful this is. and it's just so wonderful and a beautiful sight. I think this is a great, beautiful sight for Arkansas.
So whether you happen to catch these falls when all three are running or just two, Twin Falls or Triple Falls is an incredible sight in the upper portion of the Buffalo National River. There is one other thing, though, that we might need to mention, and that is the legend of the Buffalo Bigfoot, first supposedly spotted in this area during the 1850s. Real or just a legend? Really hasn't been proven one way or the other, but still, might want to keep an eye out nonetheless.
Lincoln Lake, west of Fayetteville. Plenty of opportunities here, from mountain biking to rock climbing, you name it. Let's go check it out.
"90-acre Lincoln Lake is located north of the town of Lincoln near Fayetteville off County Road 669. This entire area is actually about 400 acres of picturesque bluffs and beautiful vistas, very similar to Devil's Den State Park, which is just south of here.
A lot of people call it the Baby Devil's Den. It's got a lot of bluff lines. The entire lake's lined with bluffs, and we have eagles here in the wintertime, and you can see them anytime you come out in the winter. You'll see the eagles. They're very beautiful. A lot of nice overlooks you can see the entire lake from. Lincoln Lake used to be the water supply for the city of Lincoln. They get the water out of Beaver Lake now. So we had 400 acres out here in a 90-acre lake it's just been sitting here. People have been using it. The lake was built in the early 60s, and people have been using it for just whatever purpose. However, it has always been the city of Lincoln's property, and I moved here 3 years ago, and I had heard that Doug Hutchins, he's one of the city aldermen, decided to turn this into a city park. He got with the rest of the city council and they all approved it. So he had been working on it when I came. I offered him my services, and he pretty well turned the trails over to us. We've got about 7 miles of mountain biking and hiking trails now. It's a beautiful place to ride bicycles, geocaching, rock climbing, as you know, fishing, hiking. It's just a wonderful area. My main priority, what I'm trying to do here is make this a family-friendly area, keep the trails clean, keep illegal activity off of them, and just make it a good, fun place for people to bring their families.
I actually started coming out to this lake about 17, 18 years ago, and it has awesome quality rock. Rock is not necessarily a rock, and so on and so forth. There is much different densities in sandstone and quality of climbing. The rock around this lake is a very high percentage of quality climbing, so it's ideal for the climbers. And climbing with the basic training couldn't be safer. I mean, literally, I've taken engineering and physics in college, and I really respect dynamics. And I'm more afraid of skateboards, fast-moving baseballs, things like that I can't control that may take the top of my head off or break my ankle. Climbing is a much more static sport. It's more thinky. It's much more like ballet. It's more like a dance. And it's very, very, most of the kids that are deeply involved in climbing are extreme healthy specimens as far as physically, they're tight.
But judging by you, you said it was approaching 65, I'll say.
Well, I've turned my latest landmark. I've been telling everybody, at my age, you don't get many corners to go around that are good. I've got a permanent fishing license now. So that's my latest bragging. And I'm also a great grandfather.
Because of the variety of bluffs and the abundance of good climbing rock, Lincoln Lake has indeed become a popular destination point with area climbers.
As a senior at the U of A, I started climbing sophomore year, I guess. So I've had about 3 years to kind of explore, and some really good climbing out here. It's nice because it's like 30-45 minute drive away from school, so you don't have to go to a gym or anything. You can just come out here, and it's just beautiful to get away. So, and then also there's other opportunities all over Northwest Arkansas. There's lots of outdoor climbing. There's Horseshoe Canyon Ranch, and there's Cave Creek, and it's really fun just to get away. So, and it's not that far.
This whole section of the state is kind of a rock climber's mecca here.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's awesome. It's a perfect opportunity.
So grab your mountain bike and your climbing shoes and explore Lincoln Lake near Fayetteville.
The Buffalo National River, America's first national river, and Arkansas, the natural state, can rightfully lay claim to it. Its beauty is unsurpassed. You see, this river remains the same as early explorers first saw it several hundred years ago. Come along with us and we'll show you why the Buffalo is first and foremost America's river.
The Buffalo National River is 135 miles of pristine, protected paradise. Designated by Congress in 1972 as America's first national river, it's one of the few remaining pure, free-flowing streams which has not been significantly altered by industry or man in the lower 48 states. Many people played a role in saving this river. In the beginning, the late Dr. Neil Compton of Bentonville practically led a one-man crusade to keep it from being dammed up. Finally, it was Congressman John Paul Hammerschmidt of Harrison who introduced legislation to save the Buffalo as a free-flowing stream.
I had to try, after I decided that I wanted to leave the Buffalo a free-flowing stream, then I had to develop a political base for that. that were stronger than the opponents of that idea. I think it's been a great thing, and even today, people that were strongly opposed, now that they've been relocated and reestablished their lives, I think they too think it was probably a good thing.
We're blessed to have something like this. That's been a big part of my life since I was a little kid. I fished on it and learned how to canoe on it and learned all the different types of, hiking and nature, the wildlife, and I was pretty fortunate. I was a Boy Scout growing up, so I spent a lot of time around Camp Orr in the upper part of the river. We're in the middle section here. This is Skull Bluff. I've been fortunate to be here as long as I have. I really don't know what it'd be like to live without it, so it's hard for me to really tell you much of an opinion because I've never had to live without something like this. I've been blessed, I would say that.
To really experience this river, you gotta float it, either by john boat, canoe, kayak, raft, or whatever. Just float it, because only then will you truly become a part of it. This particular day, upon the recommendation of our outfitter, we opted to get around in a john boat to cover more scenic miles in a shorter period of time.
This is the way to do it if you just want to sightsee and check everything out, just to get in a boat and run upstream when the river's good. By canoe, I think from Mount Hersey to Woolham, it's about 9 miles. It's a fair day. It's a long shuttle is what the biggest part is. It just takes a while to get from one access area to the next because they're so remote. But that's what makes it so pretty, is that it's the most remote part of Arkansas.
And if time really isn't of any great concern, you can do the full-blown river journey of 10 days or more.
We do get a few avid adventurers that like to go and do the whole river. We get a few a year, but we don't have as many as we used to get. It seems like most people are day floaters and hikers. A lot of people have started coming up to hike, and kayaking has gotten real popular too on the Buffalo. It seems that people can cover a lot more mileage in a kayak than they can in a canoe, so people are more interested in trying to see as much of the river as they can at one point in time, so they like to come up and get in the kayaks and take a longer stroll and really enjoy the serenity, because you can get away from the crowd in a kayak, because you can do such longer stretches that you can get what feels like the river almost to yourself.
Whatever you decide on, it's a wise choice to get with one of the river outfitters, especially if you've never been on the river before. Many of them grew up on this river like Ben Milburn and know it like the back of their hand.
I get asked a lot of questions about which part of the river is the most beautiful section of the river. I have to tell everybody that there's not one section any prettier than the rest. It's all beautiful, so it's tough to it's tough to say which is what's better than the next, because it's all pretty good. I've had guys from Louisiana come up, and they're used to muddy rivers, and they think the river's a lot shallower than it is. I've seen them step off in 4 or 5 foot deep holes of water thinking that it's ankle deep, and go for a swim, that's pretty amusing when you see somebody do that. But everybody has about the same, they all have about the same response, that they're amazed at how pretty the river is, and they all want to come back and see more of it, because you can't ever get enough of it. I've lived here my entire life and still haven't got too much of it.
But the river is only the beginning of what the entire Buffalo National River area is all about. This river has provided for the livelihood of many previous generations, and the only way you can appreciate that aspect is to visit one of the restored homesteads along the Buffalo, such as the Collier homestead near the Tyler Bend Visitor Center in the middle portion. The Colliers came here from Kentucky during the early 1930s. Theirs was a subsistence farm, as many were back then. It was a hard living, but to them a good living. Behind the homestead, a quarter-mile-long trail will lead you to two spectacular overlooks of the river. In the upper portion near Ponca, you can explore Lost Valley, which is more of a ravine or gorge. First photographed by a National Geographic photographer in 1945, this area became known after that as Lost Valley. This easy to moderate 1-mile hike will take you along towering cliffs and several waterfalls, with Eden Falls being the most impressive. There's also Cobb Cave, which is a large Native American bluff shelter. And at the end of the trail, there's another smaller cave you can explore with an underground waterfall. Just be sure and bring along at least 2 light sources. Also in the Ponca area along Boxley Valley, you can see all the Rocky Mountain elk that were brought into the state during the 1980s. Eastern elk were native to the Buffalo River area, but vanished by the 1840s and are now extinct. Probably the most rugged and difficult area to get through, and the most treacherous if you're not careful or prepared, is along Indian Creek Canyon south of Kyle's Landing. The 5-mile or so trail, if you can follow it, will take you into some of the most untouched wilderness in this section of the country, but it is recommended for experienced hikers only. There are waterfalls galore throughout this region, with unique rock formations such as the Eye of the Needle. Along the lower portion of the river, you can visit the old zinc mining town of Rush, or what's left of it. It now remains as the only ghost town in the nation that's protected by the federal government. For the most awesome and most spectacular scenery along the Buffalo, there are 2 areas in the upper portion of the river that are a must-see. First, Hemden Hollow Falls. At 220 feet, it's actually the tallest waterfall in mid-America between the Rockies and the Appalachians. There's a 2.5-mile trail that leads to it, very strenuous though, so the easiest would be to float the river and then take another trail from the river, which is only about a 30-minute hike. And finally, we come to the Goat Trail along 500-foot-tall Big Bluff. The scenery here will just literally take your breath away as you hike along a trail that goats did indeed use years ago from a nearby homestead. Taking in the sights here, you quickly begin to realize why it was so extremely important to save the Buffalo River region for future generations.
It really is a treasure of America.
It is. It is. Everybody should come see it at least once.
So you owe it to yourself to explore what many other states only wish they had, a national river. Please don't pass up the opportunity for an incredible journey back to frontier America on the Buffalo National River. And for more on this destination, plus many of our others, and to view our maps, or to order a copy of an episode, visit our website, aetn.org/exploringarkansas. And we'll see you again the next time for another exciting adventure on Exploring Arkansas.